Welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, AEW Double or Nothing review. Just got off here live watching Double or Nothing. Overall, great show. The Stadium Stampede had some cool moments on it. Most of the matches delivered what we expected. Now with Dr. Brubaker being hurt, Penelope Ford took her place versus Kris Statlander. That match was a letdown. Other than that, not overall bad. We had a debut. Not really a big surprise debut, but something we kind of knew was coming in. So we're going to run this down. First match on the card was a pre-show match, the buy-in. We had Private Party versus Best Friends, number one contender for the tag titles on the line. Best Friends got the victory there. I'm okay with that to a point. I think Private Party is what the Young Bucks were 5 years ago, 7 years ago. So you kind of need to push the younger team to the Private Party. But Best Friends had a good match there. Orange Cassidy was in the casino ladder match, so we're kind of hoping they maybe put all the titles on that little faction, but we didn't. But Best Friends, number one contender for the tag titles, and I give it 3-star. The casino ladder match, what a match. We had Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, they started. Obviously both members of STU. Every 90 seconds somebody else came out. Next up was Sabin. And anytime that, once the match started, anytime anybody could climb the ladder and win. Not everybody had to be out there for the match to end. Darby Allin came out next. What a spot he did. Darby Allin did this. He had Frankie Kazarian laying on the ladder on the outside. Climbed another ladder. Had his skateboard. Basically jumped up the ladder with a skateboard under him. Went through a ladder. Luckily Kaz moved. But yeah, he looked like it really hurt freaking Darby Allin. They had medical out there and everything. He ended up coming back in the match later. Orange Cassidy took him like a minute to get to the ring. It was great. He comes out. He walks over to the announce table. So how do I win this again? Then he couldn't figure out how to set the ladder up. Yeah, it was just Orange Cassidy being Orange Cassidy. Colt Cabana Boom Boom was in it. Bad Boy Joey Janella. He replaced... Who the hell did he replace? Oh my god. Wow. Brain just stopped working there. Legit, who was supposed to win this match? Somebody was hurt. He took your place. I don't even remember who it was. I didn't write it down. Oops. Luchasaurus, and then we had our surprise entrant, which was the Machine, Brian Cage, former Impact World Heavyweight Champion. Rumor several months ago that he signed with AEW. His wife came out on Twitter and said no, he didn't. He had been hurt from his stint in Impact. He's healthy. He's number one contender, winner of the casino ladder match. At one point, everyone banded together and buried him under this big old chip. Took like 5 people to pick this chip up, move it over. They put the chip on him, ladders on him, tables on him, and who was it? Kazarian got back body dropped onto the chip, and then he, burst himself out of it. He ended up picking up a small ladder, laid it across the top of the ring, laid Marco Stunt on the top of this ladder, Darby Allin on top of this ladder, and just chucked it. Jimmy Havoc came out with Kip Sabin. The most sickest thing ever. He had a white, like a suit, white tie, and white suit jacket on that was covered in red, looked like blood. It was like really fucking sick, awesome looking. He got involved in it. But overall, I give the match 3 1/4. It was a good match, entertaining. Had a couple spots, kind of botchy in it, kind of, oops, they shouldn't have done that, kind of deal. But other than that, it was good. I hope they keep that going. I like the casino ladder match for the chip, number one contender deal. I kind of really like that. Maybe that can be like the Royal Rumble for them as Double or Nothing. And it goes on to All Out. And you get the World Championship title shot at All Out or Revolution or something. That would be really cool. Next up, we had MJF versus Jungle Boy. Just a typical match. It was good. MJF, he's a good heel. He's good in the ring, I think. He's getting better. Jungle Boy, real uber talented young kid. I'm even giving this match 3.5. MJF get the victory there. Next up, we have the finals for the AEW TNT Championship. Murder Hawk, Lance Archer with Jake the Snake Roberts versus Cody with Arn Anderson, his coach. We had the Iron Mike Tyson presenting the title. The ugliest title I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, but yeah, as this match went on, you're kind of like, oh god, it's kind of boring at points. Matter of fact, Mike Tyson thought it was boring. And if you've seen on social media where you've seen Mike Tyson go, camera turned on Mike Tyson yawning. I'm like, okay. It was the burning spot in the match. They did pick up a little bit. Cody ended up getting the pinfall, hit 2 crossroads on the Murder Hawk, Lance Archer. At one point, Jake came out, or Arn got involved. Another ref came out, pointed at Arn, told the referee in the match what happened. So that referee goes to kick out Arn, ends up kicking out Jake as well. Everybody knew Jake would do something to Roberts. Well, Jake goes out, and then Lance does a couple of his big moves, and he's going like this. And I'm like, what the hell who's he motioning for? Jake came out with a bag. Obviously, the snake was in the bag. Iron Mike gets up there and blocks him, takes his shirt off. It's like, really? And kind of like, okay, let's throw down. And Jake ends up going back. But yeah, I mean, Cody becoming the first ever AEW TNT champion. I give it 2 3/4. It was good. It was all right. But next up we have Penelope Ford versus Kris Statlander. Kris Statlander should be in the title hunt. She should be one of the women going for the title. She is probably one of the top 3 to 4 on the roster. The match that she was supposed to have with Britt Baker would have been just match of the night. But Penelope Ford replaced her. Not saying Penelope Ford is not a good wrestler. She's okay. Statlander got the victory over this. I ended up giving it 2-star. As we know, in Revolution at Dynamite, Son Spears said he's going to have a match with Dustin Rhodes. Nobody had seen Dustin all day. Shawn comes out in the suit and tie. Tells Aubrey Edwards, just, ring the bell, start counting. And if Dustin didn't show up, he was forfeiting. His music plays. Shawn starts laughing. Ha ha, I did that. Hee hee hee. It's like, really? And then, alright. He had his music hit again. He's like, funny guys, he's not coming out. What'd you do that for? Then he comes from behind. Or Brandy comes out, kind of distracts Shawn Spears. Dustin comes out from behind, distracts him, attacks him. Dustin's up getting the victory. It really wasn't nothing to it. I give it 1 star. Then we had the AEW Women's title on the line. No DQ, no countout. We had champion Nyla Rose versus Hikura Shida. They made this match no DQ because Shida had that candlestick and Nyla Rose took it from her. Been attacking her with it. The candlestick got involved. They went up broad on the outside a little bit. And I was like, okay, there's a reason they made this DQ, so no DQ. So it looks like Nyla Rose is going to win. In reality, Hikura Shida ended up getting the victory. She, legit just whacked Nyla Rose with that candlestick a few times. But Shida, your new AEW Women's Champion. I ended up giving it 2 3/4 star. Next up, we had Sabin on the card with the AEW World title on the line. We had champion Jon Moxley versus Brodie Lee, Mr. Brodie Lee. If you look at some of Mox's matches here in AEW, he reminds you a lot of Dean Ambrose, and it's not a good thing. Most of his matches also have to kind of get hardcore. It's like, it was just a normal match, but yet they did a lot of stuff on the outside. They did a lot of more hardcore stuff. That's what Mox has been. If you look at his great matches in AEW, they've all been kind of, not unsanctioned and kind of, hardcore kind of stuff. We almost want to get to the Death Rider, Jon Moxley from New Japan. We need that in AEW. But Mox ended up getting the victory over Brodie Lee. I ended up giving it 3 1/4. It was a pretty good match. Kind of setting up, looks like probably All Out. September 5th was announced. Looks like more than likely we'll have Brian Cage versus Mox at All Out, which would be great. Obviously, Brian Cage is talented as hell. Just one of those guys where it's like, oh my god, why isn't WWE going after this guy? Former Impact World Heavyweight Champion, former Impact X Division Champion. One of the probably best big men in the business when it comes to agility. Not too many people that size can do the moves he does. So then we ended up with the main event was the Stadium Stampede. We had the Elite with Matt Hardy versus the Inner Circle. So we had the Young Bucks, we had Jericho, or we had the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Adam Page, Matt Hardy versus Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, Hager, and Sammy Guevara. So the Inner Circle comes out like legit looks like football players, helmets, the whole nine. The Elite comes out, everybody with Page, like okay, but they're in this football stadium, they gotta do something big with Page. After the match started, they had Page come out on a horse. Okay, it was like a pretty horse too. He goes to try to run down Sammy Guevara. Guevara runs off, runs in the back. They show Page in the concourse riding a horse looking for him. Page found the bar, stopped, parked the horse, told the horse to stay, went in the bar. Later on, they showed Hager coming in looking for him, seeing the horse, going into the bar. They had a drink together, they start fighting. Omega comes in. So you had Page and Omega and Hager in the bar fighting. You ended up having Ortiz and Santana and Matt Hardy up by the pool. You had like the different parts of Matt Hardy. You had him. Oh my God. He goes in the pool. It was like the pool of reincarnation. And so you had version 1 Matt Hardy. Then you had the broken Matt Hardy. And they had us all on the screen at different points. This is freaking cool, actually. And he ended up duct taping Santana to the freaking wheelchair, or chair of wheels. They fought in the pool. It was like all over the place up there. You had Nick Jackson doing freaking suplexes on Sammy Guevara. The way it was portrayed, again, I know they didn't do this whole thing, but the way it was portrayed, he went from one end zone to the other on the Jacksonville Jaguars TIAA football stadium, which is TIAA banked football stadium. And he's like suplexed him 100 yards, and then Sammy Guevara starts crawling back afterwards. They had Nick doing Matt did a shooting star off of. He gets a ladder, climbs up on the goalpost, and does a shooting star. It's like, oh my God. Omega ended up doing a One Winged Angels up this like platform. It's like, what's that weird platform? There's a One Winged Angels up this platform, down through a bunch of tables, and you see the mats underneath there on to Guevara in order for the pin. The Elite end up winning the 5-on-5 Stadium Stampede match. It was hella entertaining. But yeah, overall, good card. It's hard to rate that match. If I had to rate it, I'd probably say 3.5. But yeah, I mean, it was good. And that's something here in 2020 we're going to see in big league pro wrestling like this. You're going to see those, matches like that where they're kind of creative, kind of out there, not a normal wrestling match. But one thing, obviously being the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, owns All Elite Wrestling. I don't think Jacksonville is going to be getting to WrestleMania. Just throwing that one out there. But I can see a Revolution, AEW Revolution being in that stadium. 80,000 people. When that's allowed again, which in my opinion would be 2022. I don't think in 2021, over the next 18 months, I don't think we're going to see 50, 60, 70,000 in the arena again for a while. I think it's going to be 2022 before we see a full arena like that. My opinion only. But this is what I think. But overall, AEW, Double or Nothing, great show. Can't wait to see what happens at Dynamite coming up. Dark, I watch it all. Obviously, WWE, NXT, always producing content. AEW producing content. Impact Wrestling. That's it. I mean, we don't have content from anybody else right now. I'm working on a profile series here on Robert Sports Show. I've been watching a lot of independent wrestling. I'm going to do some profiles of some of the companies. First one up is going to be Game Changer Wrestling. I'm going to profile what they've done so far in 2020. They've had 8 shows, 64 matches. I'm going to do the best of the best, talk about some guys like Blake Christian, Alex Cohen, what they've done, where they're at. But yeah, definitely check it out coming up here. That's going to wrap up AEW Double or Nothing. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports show content. Robert Sports Show, always filmed in front of a live studio audience. My golden doodle.